All right.
Beautiful. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Jenny. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much to all of you that are here, that are joining us. I really appreciate your time. We are going to stop right at 10:30 Eastern time. So what I'd like to do this morning is I'd like to go over with you just a couple of simple, basic things on all of the products. I think it's important that you understand that these products, listen, our body is able to do what it needs to do if it's given the right tools. And this is so true. I was talking to a patient of mine yesterday. He is actually the daughter-in-law of a patient of mine. For those of you that know Jackie, I was talking to her about her father-in-law, who's 93 years old. You know, he had a little bruise on him. He had a cut on him the other day. And she said to me, Doc, I can't believe how quickly he heals. Well, the reason he heals so quickly is because I have him on zinc, I have him on vitamin C, I have him on probiotics, I have him on vitamin D, etc. All of these things aid the body to do what it needs to do. So we are giving the body the tools that it needs to have in order to do the work it needs to do. Why do we need to give the body these tools? The reason we need to give the body these tools is because our bodies don't have the right tools. It doesn't have enough of the nutrients that it does to do what it needs to do every day. I love this picture, folks. It's a beaker, it's the science, and it's also the plants, it's the botanicals, it's nature. The two together, science and nature together, is really what allows us to do what we need to do. So what are the discussion points this morning? You know, what is the technology that we use to deliver these products? We're talking about the technology, by the way, on the products, the nanotechnology, if you will. What are the products? And how do they all, excuse the pun, how do they all flow together? And this is something that a young lady that I was talking to yesterday said to me. She said, my goal is to be better today than I was yesterday. And I love that. We want your health to be better today than it was yesterday, because we're giving you the tools to be better today. So what is the technology? The technology that we use to deliver these ingredients is what is called nanotechnology. Particle size is very small. What's the big deal with that? The big deal with that is that the smaller the particle size, the better the absorption. It's very simple. The smaller the particle, the better the absorption. If the absorption is increased, the body absorbs more of the nutrients and the ingredients that we're putting into the body. So what is the technology? Nanotechnology. What's the big deal? We reduce the particle size. What's the big deal with that? Better absorption. So it's nanotechnology, smaller particle size, better absorption, period. End of story. What are the products? Glucose, mood, flow, D3K2, and probiotics. Why did we choose these products? And I think a lot of you that are on this call know that, and you've heard me say this, the reason we chose these particular products is because we want to meet the needs of the general population, the population in general. And folks, I am not just talking, well, for now, we're talking about just the US. You know, we got 300 million people in the United States. What about the rest of the world? Some of you may have friends and family that are outside the country. Wonderful. People that are in other countries. Just this morning, I did a Zoom call with somebody from outside the country. And he wanted me to go over some information with him. Same concerns, same issues. that we have here in the US, people around the world have with themselves also. Folks, people are people. I don't care where you're from. People are people. Our bodies are our bodies. It's very simple. So the reason we chose these products is to meet the needs of the people, the population. Let's start with glucose. What's the need? Folks, the need is that half of the people that have elevated blood sugar don't even know that their blood sugars are elevated. We have this amazing app. And again, I'll talk just 1 minute on the app. The app is a screening tool that you can use. We've already heard people say, my blood pressure has been really high, and it's been like that 2-3 days in a row. I didn't know I had high blood pressure. And we got a call, and what I said was, excuse me, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. If your pressure is that high, is what you're telling me, you need to go to either the emergency room or you need to go to a walk-in medical center. This is a tool. If you start to see that your sugar range is elevated every day, you need to go get your blood sugar checked with your doctor. This is a tool that will help you achieve that optimal level of wellness. That's what we want to do. I want you to be better today than you were yesterday, and I want you to be even better tomorrow. The need is that so many people have high blood sugar that they don't even know it. All of the ingredients in the glucose product work as one unit. It's like a family. It's like a family. We have a mom, a dad, we have a brother, a sister, and we have that unit. That is the unit. They all have the same last name. They all share the same genetics. And what they do is that they work as a unit. So the ingredients in the glucose product work as a unit to balance insulin levels, that you can use this after a high carb or a sugar meal to balance, again, your blood sugar. It will help control insulin level, controlling insulin levels to support a healthy weight. So what are the 3 things you need to know? That number 1, it is a ingredient. These are all of the ingredients that work together to support normal, healthy blood sugar levels, to balance your insulin levels, to balance your sugar, and to control your insulin, which will therefore control your weight. How does insulin and weight work together? If you have too much insulin, you'll never lose weight. So what do we need to do? We need to get those insulin levels down, and you will therefore be able to control your weight. Now, this is not a drug. This is not a drug. But what this does is that it stabilizes blood sugar. It stabilizes insulin. And again, it sounds almost too medical. I don't mean it to be medical, but simply what this product does, and I can use it and say it in one word, it's in a couple of words, it supports normal, healthy sugar levels by all of those ingredients working together. That's the summary. Supports normal, healthy sugar levels with all of those ingredients working together. How do you use this? 4 sprays in the mouth after breakfast in the morning, and 4 sprays in the evening after dinner. Now, this is one thing that I have neglected to say over the past couple of weeks. These are for all of the liquid products. These are not something you just squirt in your mouth and you swallow. No. You squirt it in your mouth, You do 1, 2, 3, 4 in your mouth, hold it there for 20 to 30 seconds, swish it around in your mouth. Why? The mucous membranes inside the mouth, on the tongue, underneath the tongue, are all very, very vascular. When those nutrients, when that liquid hits your mouth, and when it gets into the mucous membranes, the absorption is very quick. Whatever is left over, and there will be some stuff left over, you swallow. But the majority of it, I want to be in your mouth 20 to 30 seconds, then you swallow, okay? Mood. What is the need? Folks, yesterday, I was playing pickleball yesterday evening. It was very hot, but I went out anyway. It was almost 7 o'clock. So the sun was going down. It was much cooler. And there was a young man. He was a teenager into a very severe screaming match with a lot of foul language with an older gentleman. So many people are anxious, are down, are nervous. What is the problem? The problem is that the world is under stress. We can help you with that. We can help you with that because we've got 3 mushrooms, cordyceps, lion's mane, and reishi, plus GABA and L-theanine. What does it do? They normalize your body function and it helps your body relax. So what does the mood product do? The mushrooms, and you don't need to know all the mushrooms. If you want to, great. I would. Cordyceps, lion's mane, and reishi. They help your body relax. It normalizes your body function because they're adaptogens. What's the purpose here? The purpose here is to settle you, is to relax you. So what's the need? So many people are nervous and anxious. What is the product? Mushrooms. What does it do? Relaxes your body. How do you use it? I will tell you this, and I capitalize start slow. Folks, this is something that you need to use a couple of times a day if you need it. If you need it. If you need to use, let's say you're nervous, you're anxious, there's an issue, 2 pumps. See how you feel. 2 pumps don't work. Wait about 15, 20, 30 minutes. Do another 2 pumps. Fine, that should do it. But I want you to start slow. Everybody is different. I only need 3 pumps to help me at night with sleep. I don't have trouble with sleep, but it is wonderful for sleep. There are other people who only need 2 pumps. There are others who need 4 pumps. So you have to figure out what your dose is. This is especially true with our mood product. Start low and go slow. Don't do 6 pumps before you go to bed at night. No. Start with 2 or 3 and start low and go slow. Hold it in your mouth for 20 to 30 seconds. In fact, swish it around your mouth. Do that in there 20 to 30 seconds, and you should start to feel that relatively quickly. Okay? Next, flow. What's the need? Heart disease is still the #1 killer in this country. 600,000 people die of heart disease every year. Every 32 seconds, someone has a heart attack. Pretty overwhelming statistics. What is the flow product? The flow product is a group of amino acids that improve nitric oxide. What is nitric oxide? Nitric oxide opens up blood vessels and improves the flow. So, what's your take on this? Somebody asks you, what's the flow product? Well, the flow product is a group of amino acids that increases nitric oxide, and nitric oxide opens up the blood vessels. That's it. That's your elevator pitch. And I'm going to go through an elevator pitch on every one of our products when we're done, so that you understand this and you can write this down and just keep this in your brain. 2 to 4 sprays in the mouth in the morning and in the evening. Again, this is not the type of product that is going to keep you up or keep you awake. You can use this. I don't suggest you use this before you go to bed. All right. Definitely not before you go to bed. You can use it in the morning and you can use it in the evening. Now, and I'll go through this a little bit more. I also want you to don't use, if you just get your kit in, if you get one of your packages in, folks, don't take all 4 or 5 products at the same time. I don't want you to do that. I want you to use one at a time. Don't take all of them together. I don't want you to use the flow and the mood and the glucose all at the same time. I don't. Initially, I want you to separate them. I want you to do one at a time and start slowly, because there may be a little bit of a synergistic effect among all of these, right? You think about this. You do the flow and opens up the blood vessel. You do the glucose. Yes, it's probably going to work better. You do the flow and then you do the mood. Yeah, you may have a synergistic effect. So what I want you to do, synergist meaning the synergy, working together, potentiating, increasing the effect of this. What I want you to do, I want you to start off with low doses and not all the products at once. So 2 to 4 sprays in the mouth, 2 to 3 to 4 times a day. It's however you need it. One thing I'll tell you about the flow is this. When it comes to nitric oxide only stays in your body for a short period of time. Usually, if you're lucky, 4 hours. Usually within 2 to 3 hours, it goes right back down. So how should you use the flow to receive and to achieve optimal benefits? A couple of times a day. I know, maybe a little inconvenient, but again, up to you. 2 sprays in the morning, 2 sprays in the afternoon, 2 sprays in the late afternoon. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is really the way to use it. That's 6 sprays a day. That is a great way to use it. You can do 3, 2, and 3. All right. That would be a total of 8 sprays also. But again, hold it in your mouth for 20 to 30 seconds. Let it stay in there, swish it around, swallow the rest. D3K2, sunshine vitamin. Over 80% of the US population is deficient in vitamin D. 90% of the US population that are people that are dark-skinned are deficient in vitamin D. Folks, we all need vitamin D. We all need vitamin D. Fine, you live in Florida. You live in Georgia. There's a lot of sun down there. But you're using sunblock. You're using sunscreen. You're using a hat. You're using SPF clothing. It blocks the sun. How do you really get vitamin D? And the way people understand this is to have the best coverage to get vitamin D from the sun is between noon and 2 p.m. with just limited clothing, right? For women, just a top, and for men, pair of shorts. A top, women, top, bottom, and men, just a pair of shorts. You want body clearance. You want the greater exposure. You don't need to be out there for 3 hours. You need to be out there anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes. If you have light skin, 10 minutes. If you have dark skin, 20 to 30 minutes. Now, the caveat. If you have a history of skin cancer, your doctor said, don't go out into the sun. Don't go out into the sun. Period, end of story. But vitamin D is called the sunshine vitamin, and it should be taken in the morning because it works better in the morning. What does it do? Good for your immune system, immune health, It's good for your mood, and it's good for your bones. You have to have vitamin K2 with it, because vitamin K2 directs calcium and vitamin D where to go. 8 squirts will give you 4,000 IU of vitamin D. Again, 4 squirts will give you 8,000, 8 squirts will give you 4,000 IU of vitamin D. And also there's vitamin K2 in there. Again, best used in the morning. 4,000 IU is not a high dose. The recommendation is 4,000 to 5,000 IU per day of vitamin D. The reason we made this 4,000 is because of the nanotechnology, better absorption. So you don't need to take these massive doses. Okay. The dose, again, 4 to 8 squirts in the mouth in the morning. And this is something, again, that you should definitely do by itself. Held in the mouth, 20 to 30 seconds, let it get in, let it get absorbed, and then swallow. Probiotic. What is the need? The American College of Gastroenterology states that 40% of American lives are disrupted by digestive troubles. 40%. I think that number is a lot higher. I think that number is more like 60% of Americans' lives are disrupted by digestive problems. And how do I know that? I will bet you that for all of you that are on here, you know, or perhaps you are using at least one acid blocker, and you've been on it for a long time. Why? The person, in fact, I talked to this morning has some digestive issues. Folks, those acid blockers we're supposed to use for a short period of time, not for 3 to 5 to 10 to 15 years. So, what's the need? Digestive problems are disrupting people's lives. What is the good bacteria for? It is critical for your immune health. The gut is the second brain. And the technology we have is that these are acid-stable capsules. The bacteria live longer in the capsule because of the technology. 2 capsules a day, with or without food, doesn't matter. Morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you want to take it, take it. I personally take 2 capsules at night before I go to sleep. With or without food, doesn't matter. Here's my other recommendation on the probiotic, folks. I would suggest that once you open it, put it in the fridge. Why? It's going to preserve the bacteria, the good bacteria, much better. Do you have to put it in the fridge? No, but I would suggest that you put it in the fridge. Okay? The rules for use of the products. Number 1, do not take at the same time as your medications. Do not use any supplements, whether it be the PÜRVii supplements or any other supplements, at the same time as your prescription medicines. Always separate your vitamins and supplements by at least 1 to 2 hours from your prescription medicines. This is absolutely critical. For those of you who are on thyroid medicine, for those of you, and I'm saying this again, for those of you that are on thyroid medicine that you take first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, you do not take any supplements for at least 2 hours. I tell my patients 2 to 4 hours if you're on thyroid medication. So first thing in the morning, and then you start your supplements at around lunchtime, if you're on thyroid medications. If you're not on thyroid medications, you're on blood pressure medications, you're on blood sugar medicines, fine. Take your medicines in the morning, wait at least an hour, usually 2 hours, then you can start using your supplements. Hold the liquids in your mouth for 20 to 30 seconds, swish it around in your mouth, and then you can swallow. Start low and go slow with all of the products. In conclusion, your gut affects your mood, which is your second brain. That is absolutely critical. Your gut affects your blood flow and nitric oxide. You cannot convert nitric oxide unless you have the good bacteria in your mouth and in your stomach. Your vitamin D affects your mood. This is where seasonal affective disorder comes in. And your mood affects your sleep, and this is where healing starts to happen. Your glucose affects your weight. If your glucose levels are always high, your weight is always going to be a problem. Your body works as a unit, and it all works in harmony. All organ systems of the body work together. So let me back up here very quickly to go over what's the technology. The technology is a nanoparticle. By reducing the particle size, you increase the absorption of all of the ingredients. The blood sugar, the glucose product, so many people have sugar issues, they don't even know it. How does it work? All the ingredients work together to balance your blood sugar, to control and balance your blood sugar. 4 sprays in the morning, 4 sprays in the evening. Your mood, so many people have anxiety and issues like that. 3 mushrooms that normalize your body function and help you relax. 2 pumps, twice a day to start. Again, spread it out throughout the day. The flow, it's very simply amino acids that work together to increase nitric oxide that improves blood flow. Use 2 sprays 2 to 3 times a day. The vitamin D3K2 product, the entire world is deficient in vitamin D. Just use it in the, what is it used for? Mood, immune health, bone health. It's combined with vitamin K2, which is critical for the absorption because vitamin K2 tells vitamin D and calcium where to go. 4 squirts, or actually 8 squirts in the morning, the best time to use it. And our probiotic, what's the need? So many people have digestive problems, critical for immune health. Gut is a second brain. What is the technology? Why is ours better? Because of the acid stable technology, better absorption, better bioavailability, twice a day, doesn't matter when you take it. All right. And very importantly, don't ever take your prescription medicines and your vitamins together. They should always be separated. Thank you very, very much. I know that I hope this helped you. Keep it simple, folks. When people ask you these questions, once again, go back to this recording and keep it simple. And that's the way you're going to be the most effective. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful Saturday. God bless you all. And until next time, I'm Dr. Derrick DeSilva, and may you always be blessed with good health.